What is happening, troops? Welcome back to Scottish Football Weekly, brought to you by Wireless.
Yes.
It's currently 11:51 in the
Wow.
Wireless
That's early.
HQ.
HQ?
So let's
need
jump
your
straight
bed.
back in. What if we made? I know, mate. I don't need my bed. It's been a long day today.
It's been terrible.
What if we made of the football past few days?
It's been brilliant as a Rangers fan, but we'll get into that.
Alright, we'll get into the nitty gritty. But how have
Of
we been
course.
doing anyway?
Good.
It's just working it.
You've just finished, mate. You just finished.
I
like
know.
10 minutes ago.
I know what. My ma texts me.
Right.
She says, "I've got some dinner for you."
What did you have for dinner?
Gammon, egg and chip. I didn't even get it. I swear to God.
The question is, do you have the pineapple with it?
Oh, no.
Oh, a slice of pineapple and gammon, mate. Definitely.
Pineapple belongs in pizzas, but anyway.
I would actually agree with you on that.
I'd like to leave.
Have you never tried it?
I've tried it. I tried it in yours.
Really?
Was it
So
yours?
Aye, so
Probably.
How about you
Actually-
just take yourself back to your gammon?
Actually, I'll take myself straight back to gammon, but that was actually alright.
Mate, pineapple on pizza is very, very good. You said you like it as well.
You dabble in the pineapple, didn't you?
I'm not a big fan. I had a nice wee margarita,
I like it.
plain simple.
Is that the cocktail or the pizza?
Both.
Both. I
Back
like
to
his
back.
style.
Before we get into the recap, let me kick us off with a wee segment of the show we like to call the Big 3 Points.
Brilliant.
The Big 3 Points is brought to you by Football Guess Who app. Who's That Player? Who's That Player is an interactive football knowledge app that throws up footballers from either the SPFL or leagues around the world, depending on your choice. New leagues are coming soon. Each week, what I'm going to do is give you 3 of the 5 clues that the app gives you. You've got 3 guesses to pick out the player. If you guess the player correctly, you win yourself the Big 3 Points. If nobody gets the player after the 3 points have been given, ultimately everyone's going to forfeit the Big 3 Points. Come the end of the season, the player with the lowest number of points will be forced to do a forfeit picked out by you guys, the listeners, on a poll over on Instagram. Head over to @wirelesspod to get
And
involved.
please make them realistic.
Aye, some of the ones are mad.
I like.
We still get mad ones.
Aye, people want to make me steal a car. I'm the only person who can't drive.
Go steal some gammon.
Steal some gammon.
Honestly, I'm Benny the Butcher.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Who's That Player and get you
Good game.
the first hint.
Are you confident this week? I've been playing this game non-stop.
I know you have, mate.
Non-stop, man.
Who got it last week? Cal?
Cal,
Dicko got it last
Aaron
week.
Moy. That baldy man.
Right, okay, so the first hint I'm going to give you, I have played for 4 clubs in Scotland. 4 separate clubs in Scotland.
Oh, cheesy peeps.
Easy peeps, man.
4 clubs in Scotland.
4 separate clubs
Right,
in
okay.
Scotland.
Okay. Let's think of this logically now.
To be fair, you've
Tony
played like,
Watt.
not
It's a
Tony
great
Watt.
shout though.
Aye, he's played for 6.
Aye, half a
He's played for 6. He's played for half the teams that are in the top flight in SPL. We'll come back to Tony Watt, but he's part of my transfer roundup.
4 clubs.
Just any name, mate, would
5,
help. It is
4,
11:55 now.
2.
Charlie Mulgrew.
Not Charlie
Oh,
McGrew.
shit.
How many has he played for?
I have no clue. I know.
Aberdeen,
Celtic.
Celtic, definitely.
Dundee.
Dundee United.
Dundee United 3.
But maybe another one in there.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does. I only know the 3.
Yeah.
But straight into the football. We'll start off with Dundee United then.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as we're talking about Charlie McGrew.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Armstrong scoring the night 1-0.
Again, we shouted him out last week, didn't we?
Mate, very good player.
Yeah, very good player.
Very good player.
I think I seen some of the highlights. Just I didn't expect a 1-0 Kilmarnock. I thought Dundee United have actually been quite unlucky the past few games, especially
That's them sitting dead bottom.
dead
now.
bottom.
Aye.
Under Liam Fox, they look okay. I know they missed a penalty. Stephen Fletcher missed a penalty also.
Mhm.
I don't think the table represents what there's a lot worse teams. I think Kelly are actually worse than them. I think Ross County are probably worse than them.
Okay.
I'd even say Motherwell are worse than them. So to sit
Big
dead bottom.
shouts. Well, I'll ask you that question then. I'll come back to you on Dundee United and just generally the game in general, even. But based off the way that it's sitting now, how the teams are looking come the end of the transfer windows, who do you think is at serious risk of getting relegated?
I think Motherwell.
Right. Okay.
I think
She's not bad.
that's terrible. I think you look at the likes of Kelly, who have obviously just came up, and people have all got eyes on them.
Mhm.
The new team coming up. You've got Dundee United. Obviously, was it this season? Jack Ross, was it last season? This World Cup
This
is
season, yeah.
right.
this
This
season.
World Cup's messed my head up. Right,
I get what you mean.
It's
It
absolutely
feels like
mad.
2 separate
It feels like
seasons.
2 separate
instead of one
seasons.
season. Aye.
but obviously Jack Ross with a 9-0. This and everyone's again all eyes on them.
Mhm.
You've got Ross County, who had a brilliant season last season under Malky. All eyes on them because they're not doing that great.
I love how we just call him Milky on here.
Aye,
I've
but-
done that every single time.
Aye,
We just call him
mate.
Milky. You call him Milky like you go to a pub with him.
Yeah, look, Malky, if you really want to come with a pint, please.
I would actually love to go for a pint with Milky.
Oh,
again.
he's one of the most interesting guy in football.
There's a question actually. I know I keep cutting you off.
Oh, no, keep going.
But if you were to go for a pint with anybody in Scottish football as a manager, who would it be?
Davy Martindale, every time.
Oh, that's a good shout, innit?
It has
Davy
to be.
Martindale.
I could start shouting at the bartender if he gets his pint rang though.
I think I'm seeing the sales with him, mate. If I go with him, there's no danger on this. I'm not getting the
What?
sales.
Oh, jeez.
No,
Owen.
but obviously these three teams, everybody's got eyes on them. Nobody's really got eyes on Motherwell. They're not doing great.
Mate, there's like four or 5 points between last and like fourth bottom. It's so tight.
Aye, anybody could go down. I do think
I think
Motherwell.
Motherwell's gone down. Aye.
I think I don't think they'll go automatically down, but I do think they'll see themselves in the relegation playoff. If I'm honest,
Who do you think will finish dead bottom?
Ross County.
Ross County dead bottom.
I like the signings of Brophy and Murray.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Brophy struggled with fitness at St Mirren. And Simon Murray's not played in the league since 2018.
That's what I was going to ask as well. In fact, do you know what do you think of Dundee United? Because I keep interrupting you.
No specialty. But I think they've got a few good players like that Levitt boy. I thought
Levitt's
he's
good.
very good.
Well,
just
he's apparently available on a free transfer if they get relegated. I think that's a clause in
Oh,
his
is that a clause?
contract.
See if you're a Hearts.
who was the
Yeah, I think
Snap
he'd
that up.
fit in very good at Hearts.
who was the boy that came up for the English side? Was it Man U? Oh my.
That's Dylan Levitt.
That's
Oh, is that
Dylan
Levitt?
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
Dylan
Levitt? Right,
yeah.
okay. But no, I think I just see Motherwell finishing dead bottom. I thought the game, like you says, it's average.
It is. It's what you expect. I hate watching games at Rugby Park.
It's a massive 3 points though.
That
is.
At this stage,
I
of the
think that's what
It's
season,
a
Kelly's
relegation
about.
3-pointer
yeah.
at the start
Essentially.
at this hang of the season, because as you said, the league's so congested with points at the bottom of the table.
Mhm.
A good run can get you out of there.
Well, 3 points tonight gets Kilmarnock into 8th place.
There you go.
8th place. So if
And
you
I'm
can
sure
pick
they
up
were.
a couple
I'm sure they were
of
bottom a
back-to-back-
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
They were
aye.
sitting bottom. Every team there has been sitting bottom at one stage or another. It's just
During the last round of fixtures, I'm pretty sure they were all on the same amount of points.
Mhm. It's just
Which
who
is
can
Mental.
get a good run at the grudge.
I feel
part
like
of the
with
season.
Kilmarnock, they either go out and scud these teams at the bottom, or they just scrape by.
Mhm.
Aye.
But I just feel like I don't know. I think
But it is a big win.
Armstrong's-
I don't worry for Dundee United. I think their squad's too strong. I
Mhm.
genuinely do think it's a top 6 squad
I
with the
agree.
players they've got.
I agree.
Personnel doesn't get you far. You need to work as a team. That's obviously obvious. Liam Fox seems like a good coach,
Mhm.
but it really depends on if he can actually implement his tactics in the backroom staff. If they can get across what they actually want to play.
Mhm.
But I don't worry for them. But I don't think they'll finish any higher than 8th, if I'm honest.
No, I think I agree. I think trying to get beyond that now is probably ambitious. I think
Mhm.
the main priority for any team probably in the bottom 6 now has got to be just stay in the league.
Beat the
It's
teams
your-
around you.
Your bread and butter. Just
Beat
stay
the
in
teams
league.
around you.
You
Another
almost
team
gotta
we've
get
not
next season.
mentioned, and again, have really gone under the radar. They've not a great season, St Johnson.
I'm reversing them.
So Johnson are alright. I think
They won't go down. I don't think they'll get dragged down there. I
Do
think
you
that's
know who I love for St Johnson? Graham Carey.
very
He's
good fun.
Very good player, mate. Very,
Very
very
good.
good.
But again, like there's no real big players, like big names. You look at the likes of obviously Achilles, and another thing. Sorry, I didn't even know that Kelly released Kyle Lafferty.
Yeah, I saw something about
That's
that.
a
I don't
weird
know-
one.
You said something about that. Derek McInnes, you said wasn't wanting to get involved, or
Derek McInnes basically just said, I'm taking that to do it. It was a decision between Kyle and
In the club.
in the club. So you're
You
obviously
don't
not going
know.
to find
You
anything
don't know.
out. But
But I thought it was a weird one, and obviously they sold Ollie Shaw down south as well. So that leaves them with who's our strikers? That Vassell?
if I'm being perfectly honest, mate, I'm not too sure. I know Daniel Armstrong can play there.
Aye, he normally plays off the right, but again, it is a good win for them definitely.
What about the Celtic game? Celtic winning 3-0 home to Livingston.
That
bread and
that
butter
bogey team,
performance.
that bogey team's just not a bogey team anymore, is it? Under Ange?
Aye, I think. Well, the first time Ange played Livingston won, was it 2-0? At Tony Mack.
yeah.
Aye, so I think it was definitely there at the start, but I
Mhm.
think now he's got the players, the system, everything's pretty much done how Ange wants it to be done.
Yeah.
So
I think it was all done within half time as well. So
yeah, 3-0 by half time.
then again, you've just got to look at your players, just take care of them, rest them. Big game on Sunday against St Johnstone.
Mm-hmm.
I think Celtic and Rangers, I was saying it to him, the golfing standard is just immaculate. Like, I feel like the last 19 points between Rangers and Hearts,
Yeah.
and you're thinking Tynecastle on a Wednesday night, Rangers played them. Tough place to go.
And we'll go on it.
Scooch.
We'll go on it. It's the best performance I've ever seen
Just
the Rangers this season.
one question I do want to ask is, it sort of ties Celtic and Rangers together. Who do you think's the best player in the league now? Because both teams are beating everybody in the path very convincingly.
Right now,
Right this
I would
moment
say
in
from the World Cup period, I'll go with, as in right now, Kyogo has to be up there.
Mhm.
He has to be up there. I think I was sceptical about Kyogo at the start of the season. I didn't think he started great this season, I'm going to be honest. But it's ever since he's came back, same with Maeda. Maeda looks like a different player. Maeda looked like he was maybe trying to get shifted out the team. Haksabanovic came in.
Do you think?
I think so. I'm not a Celtic fan, so I don't watch every game week in, week out, just like yous, but that's what it looked like from the outside looking in. Yous have so much attacking options, and he looked like one of the worst. He was probably alongside James Forrest and no really getting minutes. As I said, bringing in Haksabanovic, Jota, Abada, all the players. But Kyogo has to be up there, as I said, Maeda. Tillman has to be up there. I think he's just been exceptional, brilliant again tonight. Ryan Kent is back. No, I wouldn't say back to his best because I have seen him play better. That's no any criticise on him, but I have seen him perform at a higher standard. But it's finding that consistency, and that's what he's found in the last 10, 11 games under Beale. It's consistency.
So who is the best player in the league at this moment in time?
That's tough.
It's a tough question because both teams are flying.
I'm actually going to say Kyogo.
Would you say Kyogo?
But there's no much between half a dozen players.
I would agree in terms of not being much. I don't think I could pick it out and out if I'm being perfectly honest. I'd find it very, very difficult. I think Tillman is playing at a different level. You say Kyogo's scoring goals next every week. Sakala's on fire. Maeda's on fire. Morelos is scoring again.
Morelos is that's his 9th goal. 8th and 9th goal this season.
Kent and Jota are coming into a wee good spell.
I think Jota was quite off the boil for a period.
I think every player gets that dip in their career.
form.
I'm not saying it's a big thing to worry about, but he's young as well. I just feel, I don't know, like you says, man. Do you know what? Xander Clark? Kent and I'm all joking. 100% Ange.
And what we've no mentioned in the last podcast, I don't think, did we mention Craig Gordon back in training?
Oh,
something
what
says
a
that
beast.
I'm sure we did, but maybe we didn't. So if we didn't,
I'm sorry, we need to cover it again.
Unbelievable.
We didn't.
That is unreal.
A month after a double leg.
That's frightening.
Yeah, that is unreal, isn't it?
I've broke my leg before, twice actually. Right, no once, twice. And you can't walk after 6 weeks. Like, you've still got like a big cast in that on. The fact that he's actually pushing weight on that after 4 weeks at 39-year-old.
Double leg break as well. Just when a leg break.
Bearing in mind, right, obviously we look at the pros and cons, and this guy's probably got private medical health care that's got the surgery done.
No, but that's a freak of nature.
But to go and lift weights and put that on,
that's crazy.
Go and do it. That's just a proof of, not even just in life. When life hands you lemons, bro, go make lemonade. Go lift the weight. Sorry, we were talking about Ange there, man. I'm just trying to get in that spirit.
It's too late, man.
It's 5 past midnight, man.
But a good back on the Jota situation quickly. The good thing about if Jota has a dip in form, you've got the players there. Like, you've got so much depth and quality that it's starting to work.
The system for Celtic doesn't really change based on personnel. Who's available. It doesn't really change it. You know how Celtic are going to play. They're going to keep possession as they did in the game against Livingston. It seems something like the first 20 minutes of the game, Livingston had only completed 27 passes to Celtic's 150 something. That's crazy, man. That's
chasing shadows.
And that's the difference between this Celtic team and other Celtic teams, I think, in the past, where it's total domination. Teams find it really difficult to
It is a better Celtic team than Rodgers.
I think it's a fitter team. I
genuinely think it's better.
But see, when you watch Celtic, right, like it says last season or like 2 seasons ago when, Ange wasn't there, we were probably keeping the same amount of possession and passes, but it was all backwards and sidewards. With Ange, it's forwards. And if it's no forwards, it's to the side to go forward.
Yeah.
So creating the
really
chances and passes going forward and no just turning back, that's saying something. So
I'm going to say something ridiculous here.
Right.
So, Dicko, when you're watching this, please cut this. I genuinely think, I've had this argument with boys in work as well, right? Now, I'm a big Rangers fan, you don't know that, right? But I think this is the best team, right, in the SPFL this century.
What, Celtic?
Celtic under Ange. I genuinely think so.
It's a strange one because I think if you were to go through the team that done the first treble under Brendan Rodgers, I think some of those Celtic players would make this Celtic team.
See, I would say
But
that
I think this system just works very, very good in Scotland.
Would you not like to see a Tom Roderick in this system? But
no, but
like a prime Tom,
like
like
a prime
16,
Tom
17
Roderick?
season?
Aye.
I would love to see a Stuart Armstrong in this system.
Stuart Armstrong would be unbelievable.
Like-
Again, who would you drop for Stuart Armstrong in that team?
See, when you hear Stuart
O'Reilly?
Armstrong,
Aaron Moy's on fire. That's another one we never actually mentioned. Aaron
Aaron
Moy,
Moy,
up
aye,
there with the best
yeah,
players in the
he
league this
definitely
season.
is.
see when you hear Stuart Armstrong,
Goldson.
but
Golson as well, since he came back,
Mhm.
very good.
when you hear him, what do you think? I just think when he passed right instead of left there against England. When
What,
the ball
Stuart
came
Armstrong?
in, aye.
Nah.
Did
I don't
did
think
they
that at
not
all.
get thrown off a bridge?
No, that was Mackay Stevens.
Oh.
He jumped.
He never got thrown off a
He
bridge.
jumped off a bridge because he was getting chased, mate, or something like that.
No, it was something like he,
Me and the boys in Purzo.
It's possible. Used to.
I've had enough, mate.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
It's too
Let's
late.
move on.
Uh,
Don't Purzo.
oh my
Oh,
god.
what a player, by the way.
Hearts Rangers, like you say, comfortable for Rangers going to Tynecastle. That's a place where the Celtic and Rangers, you're usually thinking, we won there 4-3 this season.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a particularly pleasant place to go,
No.
but Rangers seem to make fairly easy work of it.
It's the best performance of the season.
Really?
I seen that on Facebook.
You seen
Quite a
that?
lot of the Rangers people on my Facebook say
Man
best
to
thing.
man. Like, obviously, we signed Nicholas Raskin, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But you've got players coming back. The bench is starting to look a lot stronger now.
Mhm.
You've got
Mhm.
the likes of Cantwell, Cholak coming off the bench. But
Jacob.
Haji, aye, exactly. With
Haji.
Oh my god.
Haji.
Jesus, terrible. Oh, director, keep it in, by the way. But no, I think it's no. It's the bench is starting to look a lot stronger. But the performance today was outstanding.
Mhm.
Like, but we still need to strengthen. We genuinely still need to strengthen. You alright?
I'm done, man.
This is a way
I'm
with it,
done.
man. This is a way with it.
What have you made of Todd Cantwell so far?
I've not seen a lot of him, to be fair.
I didn't.
He looked good. He looked very good.
I
at the
seen
weekend.
his ball. He's not a player that's going to shy away for taking risk and doing it 4 or 5 times if a pass doesn't go off.
Aye.
Like the
Oh no,
goal,
keep going.
Who was the goal? Was it
It was Kamara's goal.
Kamara? Fired it right in. Was it Morelos?
Morelos
And he just
an
touched it
free
through.
flick. And that's the things that people don't realise. Like, people will just go and Kamara goal, Morelos assist. Morelos, it was a lovely flick, but
Mhm.
Cantwell makes that goal.
I feel people forget the pre-assist because I feel
Mhm.
Cal does that for Celtic a lot. Like
Aye.
it's always the pre-assist or the
That's
pass
another
before.
that's another thing we should probably mention on here. Like, Cal McGregor's now made his 400th appearance for Celtic, which
Aye.
is
Fair play.
unbelievable. Fair play. that
Fair
is.
play.
Yeah.
But-
he played all of them last season. Mate, he seems to play like 100 games a year. It's
I know.
mental.
Terminator.
man.
Well, was it the 2020-21 season he played the most games in Europe?
Aye, yeah,
And in the
Aye.
21-22 season last season, it was Joe Aribo.
Aye.
Crazy start. But I think, speaking about pre-assists as well, you've got to give credit to Borna Barisic for Tillman's goal.
Aye, the
He-
outswinging ball.
Lovely ball to the back post, and it's just that's worked in the training ground.
Mhm.
Rangers have signed a midfielder for money and scored a goal in a set piece within 24 hours. I'm in Lululand now. I don't know what's happening. Like, but I'm loving it. I'm loving every single minute of it. But
Aye.
again, dominant performance. Scored 2 disallowed goals.
Uh-huh.
Had a penalty but was overturned. I've not seen that incident actually, but I did hear it was a dive.
Also,
I've
didn't
no-
he get a penalty
no.
against Goats in a game for another handball?
I don't know. See, that's the struggle with the nighttime games and the schedule and stuff. See,
Oh,
trying to
man.
get every single bit of content and then get in, get the recording done.
Aye.
Aye.
It's tough.
That
man.
I'm not touching on it, but sort yourselves out, refs.
Aye, see when we're playing Rangers bingo, that's definitely on the card. A goals and handball, never a penalty.
That takes us on to St Mirren Aberdeen. Two former Aberdeen players scored in the game. Curtis Main scored 2, and then Declan Gallagher in the final minute of the game.
I mean,
Making a mess.
no, there was loads of fluff on it. It was in Pataudry? Aye, it was up in Aberdeen.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It was up in Aberdeen.
Mm.
Again, St Mirren. Stephen Robinson is the best manager outside this season, outside the top 2.
I would agree.
And
with
what
that.
he's actually doing. I know Hearts got into Europe. Robbie Nielsen's been brilliant.
Mhm.
They win their game in hand. They're 3 points behind Hearts. Nobody's realised that.
Yeah, there's no much between it at all.
There's-
What do you make of the situation with Jim Goodwin? Obviously, it's
It
never
had to
nice.
go to the Davil game.
It's never nice when a manager loses his job.
They were 2 must-win games, right? But Can I just say, imagine your captain getting up and leaving to go on loan
Oh, that's
for the rest of the season.
Do you, again, it's difficult to.
But the amount of people they've brought in loan as well, like they're just trying to please the fans at this point and get the team
and
back
do you know
up there.
they sent out Vicente Baixuan, the Dutch kind of number 10 left winger out on loan. I think he went back to Holland. Anytime I've seen him play against Rangers or even watching sports scene that, he looked lively. But again, he gets sent out on loan. And then I'm a avid Twitter checker. You check Twitter in Aberdeen, they're like, why is he going out on loan?
I think for me, there's definitely. I think I spoke about it briefly on the last podcast. I think what Mikel Arteta's done at Arsenal is set a precedent that you can give a manager time. Are Aberdeen going to go down this year? Probably not.
No.
But maybe just stick with him and give him a chance.
I think Jim Gibbon's building a team for the later part.
I agree. I think he was definitely building I would like to think every manager gets into a job to, right, okay, we need to do it now, but I want to build for the future as well. I feel like he was doing that. I feel like he was bringing in players that are going to, well, Aberdeen fans would certainly hope we're going to be about for a while. I know there was some question marks over particular signings, but I think like I say, I think Mikel Arteta situation, I think you've definitely set a precedent where you can give managers time, especially what is a successful season for Aberdeen? Top 6? That's not impossible. He could still have achieved top 6.
I think Europe for them.
If you're Hearts, you're looking at if you're Aberdeen, you're looking at third. You need to. I think third, because
a new manager first season and all that.
But it's Jim Goodwin, and they started off brilliantly. I thought they're actually going to challenge Hearts for third here, and they just tailed off. And I want to bring up something that I actually seen Kevin Kyle mention in Open Goal. He was mentioning that they obviously brought in Stephen Glass, bringing all his staff, gave him money to spend, bringing all his players just to pay him off. They've done exactly the same with Jim Goodwin. See if they go along with President Muir saying, stick by a manager. See if you stick by Derek McInnes, who is still an absolute fine manager, and actually gave him the funds that these. Who's to say that he wouldn't have been in the position that Robbie Nielsen took Hearts? Because at Aberdeen, their prime under McInnes was a top team. It's a lot better than what Hearts are now, I genuinely do think. They didn't get into Europe, but that's because the European system wasn't so lenient with Scottish football then.
They played with Burnley, and Lewis Ferguson scored home and away. I'm sure they played against Burnley. Lewis Ferguson was unbelievable.
I think it was Olympiacos to get put out of it. But losing the likes of Ferguson, Calvin Ramsey, and that, it is big misses, and I just don't think they've replaced them fine. Graham Shinney came in. Who was his first game against? Was it Rangers or?
I think it might have been actually in the cup game.
And he looked fine. Then scored an own goal the next game. So against Hearts.
What's your take on the Jim Goodwin situation?
I feel they should have just, if there was a time to go, it should have been after the Darvel game. Because going into confidence with the players and the statement coming out saying that the team's got his back, the players got his back, mate, you go and get put out by Darvel. Like, I got beaten Sunday there, and my head was down to the night. Like, it's just, picture them getting beat after Darvel. No offence, Darvel were probably man to man better every player on that park. However, for a team of Aberdeen's, nature, they should be winning that game. And then when they don't, they hit that negative form. The players start trusting other players. It just goes down a downward spiral. But I feel they should have just stuck by him. There's no point in going halfway through the season with it.
And either side of a 1-0 defeat to Darvel, a 5-0 and a 6-0.
Yeah, I get that.
A lot of especially that's day 3 results after some fans saying he still shouldn't be there, and a lot of skepticism. Is that the word?
Aye.
I don't know. I get my dictionary.
honestly, it's so late. My watch doesn't even work. But I do think that's after a lot of questions of should he be here. So after 3 results like that, I think it was, as Ben says, I think he should have went after the Darvel game.
Well, what do you make of the names being thrown about to replace him? Then I see people talking about Paul Lambert, Neil Lennon. Any other names? Would you take Derek McInnes back?
I mean,
Frank Lampard. Could you?
One of the names I seen who I quite liked was Chris Wilder. I don't know if you'd be able to lure somebody like that, but if they got Chris Wilder, I think you seen what he done. He took Sheffield United to 7th place in the Premier League. Neil Lennon, Paul Lambert is names which just got about with any SPFL job. I don't know.
Would Aberdeen fans be happy with it, with Neil Lennon?
I don't think they would.
Nah.
A manager of Celtic and Hibs. I think Aberdeen like to think that it's them. Like, it's them and it's them only.
It's just because you check the Twitter all the time.
Honestly.
What else does he check on Twitter?
Rangers, Celtic, St Johnstone, all the SPFL teams.
Just
Also
SPFL
part
teams.
of the fixture.
You've got a wee soft spot for
I do.
Thistle, don't you?
I like Thistle. You know, that 2017-18 season. Terrible, right? But it was great times.
Some pie.
It was great times. And I had some away days there. Lovely away days with Rangers.
Oh,
Joe Garner last minute. Joe Doodoo last minute.
Clint Hill. I want to say there's a
Maybe.
maybe.
Carlos Pena. Eduardo Herrera. You know, names that will be cemented in Rangers history forever.
You're forgetting about your left, mate.
Oh,
Oh,
the Farhill Cup.
and you hit the bar. That's
And the
Farhill
Farhill Cup.
And the Farhill Cup.
You were the only one that seen my assist there.
only one who stayed for him.
Wow, by the way.
Wow, please.
Zlatan.
I heard it was
Sorry.
beautiful.
Unbelievable.
I know we're going on a tangent here, but I need to. Whoever played at left wing back that day when I played left centre back, I've never forgave him. I don't know his name. I don't want to know his name. I just want to see his face, and I want him to apologise because I'm quite big, right? And I'm not really that fit. but my God, Bruce Almighty, I ran a lot that day. I covered 2 positions against a Roman 8, a 10, and the fastest right winger I've ever seen in my life. And to this day, I never ever played outfield ever again. I played in goals and I made it an absolute embarrassment of myself. So let's move on.
His heat map was left, right, left, bench.
Oh, I was sweating right down the tunnel, right down Maryhill Road. If you were about in July, around about 2018, you'd have actually seen me running down M8 that day because I was embarrassed about my performance, embarrassed about the left wing back's performance. He was playing right wing. He was the other side of the park.
The positional sense was
Shocking. Shocking, by the way.
You let him know after the game as well, didn't you?
Oh, I did. And
You let him know after the game as well.
and the central centre half thought, let's play as a 6. No.
To be fair, you were left a bit exposed.
Please move on because I'm going to get really, really worked up about this and it's really early in the morning for my feelings.
Time for his peace and gammon.
Peace and gammon.
Aye, peace and gammon, please.
Motherwell St Johnstone. Massive 3 points for St Johnstone.
Again, a team that's just gone under the radar.
Confidence going into Sunday.
I think they're one of the teams that they pick up so many points against the teams around about them. And
Aye.
I think they always give a good
That's
account
what you need
of
to
Celtic
do.
and Celtic and Rangers.
To see when you're not necessarily at the top, like we're Celtic and Rangers excluded, right? Third down to, I would say, about 8th, right? They are the teams you need to beat consistently, and to catch the goal difference when Celtic and Rangers come and they put 4 or 5 past you. That's the teams like your Motherwells, where I wouldn't. It was at Motherwell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought they would have went out with a clean sheet, St Johnstone. I thought it would have been a tight game. Yet they've went out with a 2-0 win, comfortable.
1-0.
Was it 1-0?
2-0.
Was it 2-0? Sorry. Oh, there you go.
2-0 up the road. Massive game on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Is it at McDermott Park
McDermott Park.
Is it?
12 o'clock kickoff
on Sunday?
on Sunday.
Oh, big game.
Big game. We'll come back to. We'll do the predictions in a wee bit.
Of course.
But what do you think for Motherwell? Sort of. Are you thinking that Stevie Hamill could be getting closer to where Jim Goodwin ended up, or do you think you just give him
You give him the end of the season.
the end of the season?
I think if you're going to sack a manager, you do it before you do it before.
Pre-season.
And even that, I think who you're going to get in, you're going to get Mark McGee back in.
That's what sort of confuses me though, because this is maybe just something I don't understand about football. But Aberdeen, who are sitting in an okay position, they're not really in any real danger.
Mm-hmm.
The results haven't been perfect, right? I accept that. I understand that. But Motherwell are sitting second bottom.
I think that's why. That's what Hanks or Stevie Hamill, man. I think that's why you don't thingy. No, but this is why you don't. That's why they don't sack him though. You can sack Jim Goodwin because you know they're not going to go down. You're not going to go for a European chase, right? You're just going to be middling. You're going to be between 5th and 8th, right? That's no really ideal, but you're not going to blame Barry Robson or whoever takes over.
Yeah.
If you get rid of Stevie Hamill, it's no great, but you could get somebody in and that would cement you going down. At least they've got a slight chance, and they're again, take it what we were saying. Give the manager maybe another 4 weeks. In 4 weeks' time, they could be up to 7th.
It's a run of results, but that's what it is.
Aye.
if Motherwell to get put out Darvel, get smashed off Hibs, and then lose the night, then you could say his job would have been on the line. I think it was just genuinely the run of results which got Goodwin sacked.
Aye, I think so.
Aye. So who did you say for your prediction for the Aberdeen boss?
I don't know. I said Frank Lampard, man.
Frank Lampard? Okay.
No, I'm not going Frank Lampard, but I would like to see maybe him do what Gerrard done, come and try and build a team. But I think that's a step too far.
I would.
Too
Aye.
low for him.
No, I think it's a step too far. I think it would be worse. It would be worse than what he done at Everton.
So
I don't think he could turn the group of players around.
You don't?
Oh, right, okay. So if you're the Aberdeen chairman and you're sitting there and Frank Lampard's agent phones you and says, "Listen, Frank wants a job," blah blah blah, you would say no.
I wouldn't say no. I'd say come and do it, but I don't expect him to do it.
Why would you take him?
That brings a bit of buzz round. That brings Liam Scales prime Frank Lampard.
Oh come on, no, it doesn't. He's not a centre back, by the way, as well.
I think
he's a
Liam
left
Scales
back.
actually pretty good.
He's not. He's a left back. He's a left back.
I think he's a left centre half. I think he's
No.
comfortable on the ball.
No, he's definitely. And so same with Ross McCrory. Not a centre half.
Do you know?
He's a right back or a six.
He got absolutely assaulted, man.
He's a right back. Who?
Scales.
When?
Man, Ryan Kent throwing elbows like he was in WrestleMania.
Yeah, that should have been a red card, by the way.
I never seen that one. I never saw the games
Was
for the
this
weekend.
The middle of the pitch when he's holding his shot and he
was
took
semis? Semi-final?
I can't mind.
It was
Aye,
a
that's
semi-final?
about. Aye, mate, you're about 2 months away. That was
Aye.
like 2 months ago.
Aye, but we've not covered it.
Aye, we weren't up and running yet.
Aye,
We're
but now
getting-
we are. Wireless is back. But no, Jay, before we move on, but that was a red card, by the way.
Ross County Hibs, one each. An important point for Ross County.
Did you see the disallowed goal?
I thought Ross County's goal shouldn't have started, man. The keeper got absolutely imploded.
Was it not disallowed?
No.
I thought that one was disallowed.
It
Was
was.
that the disallowed goal?
Foul on the keeper for the corner?
Aye.
It's disallowed, mate.
Aye,
Oh, right, okay,
last
right.
So
minute.
well done.
The last minute of the game.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, sorry, my
Aye,
bad.
that
then.
one was disallowed. I was like, what?
Sorry, man. It's 2:30 now.
Feels
No,
like it.
I think it's a bit lacklustre for Hibs. You know, you come off a 6-0 win
Mm.
and to go up to Ross County, who I do think is the worst team in the league. It's a hard place to go. You know, Friday night?
Mhm.
No, it's not Friday. Was it last night? Tuesday night, wasn't it?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Honestly, my days are mixed up. Honestly, I'm still in July. I'm still in July 2018. I'm getting flashbacks now. I'm getting flashbacks.
For Hibs, it comes at a good time. That's them. They're in the top 6.
Mhm.
They've managed to keep a hold of some of the big players like Kevin Nisbet, etc. I saw some rumours like 1 or 2 days before the deadline closed last night. That he was meant to be going to Rangers. Like,
Oh, really?
And then Beale came out a few hours later and says it probably won't happen this window, but there's a number 9 that I want that's likely going to be available in the summer.
It screams London Dykes. It screams London
Do you
No
think actually
way.
London Dykes?
Oh, honestly.
Do you think?
Please clip this and come back in July or
I'm
August.
sure-
give
sure
us
Nisbet
your
built up.
official prediction.
I don't want this. I don't want it at all. But I genuinely think that Rangers are going to sign Lyndon Dykes.
Over Kevin Nisbet.
He did pull up injured again, but
Did he?
Aye. Aye, he's
I
pulled up
actually saw
injured to
that.
get took off.
That's not good.
But
Is it
this
the
is
same injury?
no, but I think it's the same injury, and this is what a lot of people are saying, that the whole talk was he went down to Millwall and turned him down.
but what if he failed?
No, this is what some people are saying. A lot of people are saying that he went down and they failed him on a medical. Now, a club normally comes out and says, we're not signing this player, failed on a medical. Like, he's got to Union Berlin in Deadline Day.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go because he failed a medical. But
That's
Some-
what happened to David Turnbull a couple of years ago as well, wasn't it?
I
Celtic Motherwell.
Celtic Motherwell, aye.
Aye.
When we
But
tried
what
to
if? But I'm sure if it's a minor, then the club can see him through it in terms of right. We know he's got that injury. However, that'll be healed
sign him? How long
relatively
was he out
quick.
for 9 months?
Aye.
months,
So
aye.
if they think it's
So-
going to be a reoccurring injury, then there's no point in taking that and paying his wages while he just sits in what's in his rehab. But fantastic player, don't get me wrong.
aye,
I'm a big Nisbet fan.
very good
I'm a
player.
big Nisbet fan. I said that the last episode. I think that I would take him at Celtic is that if Giacomakis is still there, something we never spoke about, but he's still likely to leave. See, because the
the window's not shut in
America,
USA.
yeah. So
Aye.
that window's open to March.
Tell you something, we might get into that, but that transfer saga with Giacomakis was back and forth. One day it was Atlanta. Is it Atlanta he's gone to?
Atlanta
Next it was Urawa Reds in Japan.
in Japan.
Every single day it was one or the other, and it was like agreement, medical, and I'm like, where are you going?
There was something put up, and he can never take it as gospel, but there was something put up on one of the pages on Facebook that he was cited doing a medical in Amsterdam or something. So
That'll just be like, it'll just be different bases for clubs.
Aye.
So instead of flying him all the way over to Japan or America, they'll have bases there, and it'll just be, can you get to here and do a medical?
Aye, but that's what's making the fans guess now. Like, where is he going? Like, there's so many. Well, I say so many. There's a couple of different options on the table for him.
I like to think, different outside of football.
All right.
Obviously, he's just had his little one. Like, he's got their future. He's his partner's future to look at as well. Like, how easy is it to go and live in a foreign country like Japan, maybe, where it's no English. So I know that's not rocket science, but
what age is he? 28.
He's 28, but I suppose he's moved to Scotland. This won't be his first language either.
Do you know? Think it's
Scotland,
easier.
Scotland is barely English as is.
Do you know? Do you know? Think it's easier to learn Scottish than
Japanese?
I've actually spoke to him in work.
Have you? Eh?
No, I see a load of Celtic. I actually seen Bernaby today.
Aye.
His mother and father, and I think it was his pregnant wife or girlfriend. So
breaking news here, guys. Bernaby's missus is pregnant.
So congratulations.
And he also wears
Alejandro.
Converse when he socks.
He does. He does. But oh, it's a ghost. Oh, don't tell me it's Conor McInnes. Can he
He may
be?
have just turned up.
Oh, can he be?
No,
Oh,
sorry about that, Troops. I've just had to cut the video because someone turned up with a Just Eat order, which unfortunately wasn't for us.
oh, I could kill for a Whopper now.
It's now 25-1. I haven't had any dinner. It's been the longest night ever.
Oh,
So I'm going to crack on with the second hint in the big 3 points.
oh, here we go, Ben.
So hint 1, I've played for 4 clubs in Scotland. Hint 2, I have won 1 Scottish championship in 07-08.
Championship?
1 Scottish league title. It says championship on here, but I presume it means Scottish championship title. Well, it is. 4 clubs in Scotland, and I won the league in 2007-8 season.
Kenny Miller.
Not Kenny Miller.
See, I was thinking a striker. But it's the clubs that's thrown me off.
Well, if he's going to win a championship, it's only going to be 1 or 2 clubs.
I know.
Aye, that's an interesting point. Actually, no other teams ever won it in their lifetime. So it's been
Since the 80s.
Is that what it was? The last one was 80s?
Aberdeen. Under Ferguson.
I know,
Yeah,
but
Aberdeen
this
won
is
it
what
in
I'm
the 80s,
thinking,
but I
right?
thought someone maybe won it in the 90s.
I was thinking Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
No, because if I say it, he might.
No, we'll just say it to yourself then.
I think it.
Jesus Christ.
You don't get points for your marking.
I know.
Or was it
It's not
you're
school.
working out? Aye,
Not
you
school.
you get points for
Don't
showing your
let- don't-
workings.
Don't let me get onto that.
Alright.
07-08.
Yep, that's what he said.
07-08 season.
4 teams.
Thought you would give me a phone number there.
So 7, 8, 4, 9, 8. Scott McDonald.
My God, it is as well. You've got Scott McDonald.
Celtic,
McDonald.
Motherwell.
Partick Thistle.
Yep.
Partick Thistle, Dundee United. So the the third hint that I've got down here is I was a top goal scorer in 07-08. The fourth hint, I had 198 games for Motherwell. Hint 5, I have played for Middlesbrough. And hint 6, I have 25 caps for Australia.
Aye, I would, I guess, Scott McDonald after the third and fourth. But I've also just been informed from the wireless chat. Dicko, he says, by the way, my guess for the big 3 points is Matt Doherty, right?
Did you just throw a name it without
Right.
seeing any clues? I take it.
I've heard none of the clues, but I reckon I've more chance than Craig.
He's done you, mate. He's leaving here.
Heartbroken.
He's done that knowing if I'm ever recording, mate. He's found his way in.
It's the
I
fact.
love that.
Can we
Absolutely
FaceTime
love
him
it.
right now?
Nah, mate. It's 25-1.
Jamie's wanting his Big Mac in bed.
Aye, Big Mac in
I'm
bed,
actually broken, man. Yeah, fair play. That's some shout. It was going to be 1 of the 2, wasn't it?
That's, see, when you said Kenny Miller, I instantly went 07-08, man. I just remember, I know it's hard to say, like, remember the games back then, but I just remember a prime Scotty McDonald, man, in the Champions League, just banging in goals, man.
I scored the last minute winner against AC Milan. That was, I'm sure that was the 7-8 season.
I believe that.
Would you have got that with the other hints? If you
I
hadn't
would
got it,
have
guess-
got the Middlesbrough one.
Aye, he's Stratton signed him.
Aye. I
No,
signed him a few times.
I'd have got him before that.
Think so?
Aye. Oh, that's terrible. Right, move on. I'm having a terrible
Jeez,
night. by the
Cool.
way.
The final segment of the show is Win Your 50s.
Right, this is where I get back into it. Because I'm tapping the leaderboard. Your fault there. Your fault.
Thought I was
Your
getting a quid
fault.
in the kitty. So the final segment of the show is Win Your 50s, where we cover the predictions for the next round of games. What I'm going to do is give you 5 of the next 6 fixtures. For these, I want a prediction for the result of the game, only the
Okay.
score. So if you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you don't get anything. Then I'm going to give you the featured game of the week. You're going to give me the first goal scorer as well as the match result. The winner, if we have one, gets 5 points added. At the end of the season, the losers will give the winner £50 each. So at the end of the first week, we throw the graphic up on the screen. Craig is sitting with 2 points, Connor with 1, and Dicko with 0. So
this is the way it's
So,
going to be.
I
I
obviously-
don't care about big 3 points.
That just means you need to get your knowledge up and who's the player up.
I don't
Aye.
care.
But can I just say, see being absent? So the featured game of the week, right?
Mhm.
Do you get any? Does the scorer and result have to be correct? Or
Yep.
right, okay. So
That's
it's no
how you
like
get
a,
5 points.
right,
Aye.
okay. So
See-
it's not a case where you get 2 points for the scorer or 3 points.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Who's
Chance.
that? Who's
Chance.
that? Who's that player app is the greatest app in the world, and I really need to start playing the Scottish version. I play all leagues.
Aye, to be fair, the Scottish version is still
Still loading?
it's still coming soon. It's still loading.
Oh.
That's not locked. That's not unlocked yet.
Oh, I can't
So,
wait for that to unlock.
Unlock
Once the-
character.
It's an unlocked character. Once that's done, but see the thing, I would prefer you don't use that, because if I'm going to use that for the
That's fair.
That's what I said to you the other week. We need to get some sort of.
aye.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
asking you to be honest and just don't use it.
That's fine. Ben can chat to me when he gets 112. But I can also
It
chat.
was Dicko that was fighting you. It was the Ben.
He just says I have to get my knowledge up.
Oh, true. Actually, you did say that, mate.
When?
How's that play? I get a Let's about 30 seconds ago.
Prove it.
Producer, roll the clap.
Anyway, Rangers Ross County. What are you saying?
I'm going to add something here, right? Quickly, right?
5-0 Rangers.
5-0
Right.
Rangers.
See if we predict more than 5 goals in a game, can we get an extra point? Because that's mad. That's
He's
crazy.
going to say 7-1 or
No,
something.
like, see if we say like 3 each, 6-0. Like, that's an outlandish. Surely that's an extra point.
It's just a score, isn't it?
Who's that? Homelander's brother?
4-0.
4-0 Rangers. So you
Terrible.
wanted it.
No, I
for
was going to say 6-0 if it was an extra point. I was.
4-0. Right, 4-0 Rangers. What did you say?
5-0.
5-0 Rangers. Aberdeen Motherwell
No,
At
no.
Aberdeen.
at Aberdeen.
No.
A tough one. That's a tough
2-1 Motherwell.
2-1 Motherwell.
Oh, wow.
You say 0-0?
No, yeah.
0-0. Hearts Dundee United.
3-1 Hearts.
I'm going to go 1 each.
1 each.
Mm-hmm.
Livingston Kilmarnock. The El Plastico.
Oh, wow.
He's been buzzing to say that.
Wow.
I've been buzzing
He's
to say
had that
today.
since earlier on
That's it.
yesterday.
That's a VAR check.
Why?
That was. That's a
But in
VAR
Scotland, it
check.
probably
Do you
won't
like
work.
I didn't really get one.
You laughed.
Aye.
I like that. Do you know? I like that.
Thanks, mate.
I like that.
Livingston Kilmarnock.
1-0 Livy.
No.
At Livy.
No.
0-0. 1-0. St Mirren Hibs.
2-1 St Mirren.
2-1 St Mirren. Can see that.
4-3 Hibs.
4-3 Hibs.
You're all laughing now, but soon I come back in, I'm going to be lifted up like the Messiah.
Who's lifting you up?
Cheers, mate.
Oh my god. And your featured game of the week this week is St Johnstone versus Celtic.
Of
so
course it is.
I want the
It's on
I'm
Sky
only
Sports.
kidding. I'm only
Aye, we
kidding.
try and show the Sky Sports game. We try
Calm-
and make that the featured game of the week.
Calm down.
So St Johnstone versus Celtic.
So
I see a Stevie May score.
Stevie May first goal scorer.
Oh, no, don't take that as my. I'm thinking to myself out loud.
you got to accept the first answer, Clive.
You just sit down.
I'm sat.
I'm sad.
Right, I'm going
I'm very
with
feel. You want to say one looks like Johnson?
Aaron Moy, first goal scorer,
Right.
Fair penalty on it.
and I'm going with 6-1 Celtic.
6-1 Celtic.
6-1
Aaron Moy,
Celtic.
first goal scorer.
4-3, 6-1. This is brilliant. I'm going to go just with a comfortable 2-0 in Kyogo.
You were
2-0
ready to
Gil
say
go first.
Juranovic there, weren't you?
Jota, I was going to say.
Oh, Jota.
Yeah. Shut him mouth.
But I
Fair
have
enough. Fair enough. So what's the plans for when you leave here then?
Try no crash in M70.
I can't wait to get up the road and get
Try
something.
no see him crash in the M70.
Aye, you're coming out like Sam, mate.
Oh,
You're
bro,
ruined in the back seat.
bro. But it's been. This has been fun. This has been fun. There's been a lot of laughs.
It's weird. I always find it weird whenever we do it with 3 people. See, I feel like we've become so accustomed to doing it with 4 that when we do it with 3, it's nice. I like it. It
I like
feels
it.
more.
Homely.
That's your debut done. How do you find that?
Good. Bold statements. Entertainment.
Aye,
Everything.
2 7-goal thrillers on your debut. That's big predictions.
Massive.
Game recognises game.
Game recognises game indeed.
And
Thank you very much
that's
for watching,
something
troops.
off,
Like, share, and subscribe.
Cheers.